What's going on YouTube? Rob A here, and today we're going to be taking a look at Transformers Age of Extinction Autobot Drift. Now this is the Deluxe Bugatti Samurai from the upcoming film, and yeah, he's very blue. I don't remember him being blue, but he's blue. Anyway, as you can see, he's got a lot of swords going on here. That's pretty neat. And he's not a Dinobot. Yeah, I know. I got something that's not a Dinobot. How about that? Anyway, on the back here, it shows you the Bugatti mode, very blue with some more blue. It's got its co-cells of Strafe and Dinobot Slash, and of course the robot mode with his swords. And he's ready to cut up some Decepticons. I like how they use the coloring in the background to kind of blot out the fact that he's got sort of a huge backpack. They try and minimize it here, but it looks pretty big from just looking at the guy in the package. Maybe there's a way to mess that up and kind of crunch it up a little bit more, but we'll see. Autobot Drift. He used to fight for the Decepticons. Now he wields his swords against them alongside the heroic Autobots. Heroic, indeed. Yeah, so here he is. Transformers Generations Deluxe class. Yep. We're just going to go pop this guy open and check him out in the end. So I'll see you guys in just a second. Alright guys, so here we have Drift. Little Bugatti. And I don't have too many older figures to kind of compare this to. I just got finished putting them all in storage, unfortunately. To make room for these guys. But it's a decent sized car. It's about on, I would say, the same size as your average Prime Deluxe vehicle, or even, you know, Dark of the Moon or Revenge of the Fallen, those sized cars. About the same size, so nothing really smaller going on there. It rolls just fine. It has, I believe, all the wheels are clipped in. And as you can see, you got a little bit of robot undercarriage here, and of course the swords have storage here, which is very nice. It's good to see all of the weapons can store inside the vehicle mode. I really don't like this spoiler back here. I imagine it's supposed to have, you know, some airflow through it, but it's just one solid block and makes it look like it takes away a lot of the aerodynamic look of this car, which is kind of a bummer. Because it's a pretty nice looking vehicle mode overall. It is a very dark blue. It's not black. It's very dark blue. It's got a nice metallic, kind of lighter, kind of sea blue going on here, and that you'll see that throughout the figure. It does have some painted in detailing, which is nice. Could be nicer, but you know, it is nice. And yeah. So you got that going on, some little tech detailing back here. And I was a little concerned because the smaller swords that you do get in the set are plugged into the top of this, or the inside of this roof. And I was worried you'd be able to see it through the windscreen. And you can a little bit, but this is honestly so dark in person that you really can't see anything in there. Which kind of makes me wonder why they didn't just make it black. But there is also an Autobot symbol. And it's showing up on camera, but man, in person, I didn't even notice it until just now looking through the camera lens, because that's really black on really dark blue. So very interesting. In fact, let me see if I can't. No, I can't change that in film. But anyway, transforming this guy is a pretty easy task here. You just want to pull the swords off, hopefully without breaking them. They are normal plastic. They have a little give to them, but I wouldn't bend them too far because they'll likely stress and break. You want to pop these doors up and open like so, and you can just go ahead and flip those up. And those are going to become the kind of shoulder armor pads sort of things on Drift's robot mode. And of course, you can see the arms just kind of chilling out there. Next, we want to just take this whole section, just kind of pull it up, and there you go. That's kind of the biggest bummer of this figure, is that so much is just right there. But you can see the smaller swords in here, and you can just go ahead and pull those off right now. Then you want to take the car front end, basically, and just flip it in, like so. Flip this whole thing around here, and then you want to bring that around the back like so, just like that. Okay, so next you want to take this front bit here, and we're just gonna kind of pull this all forward, pull the shoulders out rather, just like so, and that'll free this up to come forward and snap in like that. Yeah, and then you can bring the robot head up, and we'll just do a quick close-up of the robot head. Looking pretty nice. It kind of lacks any sort of life to it. It's very lifeless, which is kind of a bummer, and with the gold it just ends up looking more like a statue than a character. But that's okay, because the movie characters are barely characters as it is. Sorry. Anyway, so this bit, actually bring this piece up a little bit. You can see there's a little square hole there and a square bit there as well, and you want to just plug those together, and that'll kind of lock all of this stuff into place. So there you go. And then for his legs, you just want to bring the feet down. It's pretty easy, and then these bits will come back, and then we'll fold this part in. So back and then in. And that's pretty much Drift right there. He's not one of the super simplified figures, but he is by no means difficult at all. Very, very easy, and comes across looking kind of simplified, to be honest. This does not, to me, look like much of a Generations figure, even though it's part technically of the Generations line. It does look a little bit more simple than that. Just because the legs look very, very thick, very kind of, they almost look like they're one solid piece. And I don't know, it just doesn't really do it for me all that much, but it's okay. Overall, it's not a terrible figure, but you do get all these swords going on here, and you can, of course, put those in his hands. Originally, when I got this guy out of the package, I saw these bits back here where the doors plug in. Right here you can see the tab plugs into there. And I thought maybe that the smaller swords could fit into those, but they can't, unfortunately. It would have been nice, actually, if it had been engineered that you could slide those in. But they are designed that they can go into these holes back here. So you do get those, and that's their intended spot, I guess, back here behind him. So you get kind of the, you know, the samurai look with that. So articulation is decent. As I showed you, his head is on a ball joint. You can get his head going all the way around. It is light piped, but I can't see any light through there. It's still that very dark blue, the same as the windscreen. So he does have universal shoulders going all the way around and out. Very nice. You can adjust the shoulder armor as well, which is a nice touch. He does have not a bicep, but an elbow swivel, and of course soft ratchets on the elbows there. He doesn't have a wrist swivel, but they did give him a wrist tilt for some reason. I'm not entirely sure what that's about, but as it doesn't really affect the transformation at all. I mean, his hands do go into these little indentations in his legs, but they don't really need to bend in for that to work. So I'm not sure what that's quite about. He has no waist articulation, unfortunately. He does have, again, soft ratchets for his hips. He does have thigh swivels, and of course, unfortunately, rather limited a knee bend. But you can move this back a little bit and get that a little more, like so. But it's really not as much of a bend as I would like, especially on a character that's supposed to be very agile. The feet can go in a little bit, but unfortunately they're blocked by the big stupid spoiler on the back. So there's that. But overall, not a terrible figure. Kind of a, I don't know, like, for what's supposed to be part of the Generations line, it still feels very simplified, and very, very, this honestly feels like it came out of the Armada line almost. You know, that same kind of like chunky plastic feeling. Maybe not Armada, but definitely like Energon, one of those lines where it's like really chunky parts and stuff like that. And I mean, but it's not bad. I don't want to give that impression. It's not bad. It's just something about it that doesn't fit in with the rest of the movie characters, if that makes sense. But you do get some cool swords, and hopefully Drift will be a cool character. I really hope so. But anyway, that's going to do it for this review, guys. I want to thank you so very much for watching. As always, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I got more Transformers coming up real soon, so stay tuned for that. In the meantime, thank you guys again for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.